planes being hijacked from.
Right.
Obviously, it had to be a fairly recent hijacking, if that's indeed what happened, because there were no previous reports that would have led to any kind of speculation about what was going to happen next. If we might, could we take a look at that video one more time that shows the second explosion? The first explosion happened at about 10 minutes to 9 this morning. The second one was about 18 minutes later. And here we were on the air, and this is what we saw. Look over to, you're going to look over to the right of the screen, and in just a couple of minutes, as we widen out here, you will see what it appears to be a relatively small aircraft moving into the shot. Do you see it in the upper right coming in? And there you see it.
Absolutely incredible.
Again, we have no knowledge of who was in that airplane, who was piloting it.
We don't, if it was hijacked, we don't know if it was full of passengers or not.
We do not know. We simply know at this point that we have the tops of 2 towers that are clearly in flames. We are going to continue to seek out the information for you. Let's reiterate what our eyewitnesses have told us.
Well, we had the first plane crashing into the tower, which, if you're looking at your TV screen, would be on your right. We had a few phone calls. People said it looked like the plane deliberately went into the building. Some people were not too sure. And about 18 minutes later, right here on live television, the second plane came into the picture and crashed into the second tower a little farther down. And the witnesses we just talked to on the telephone just a few minutes ago, she said that she saw it fly by the window of her apartment building. She lives on the Lower East Side, and she said that it looked like a commercial airliner to her.
Yes, she said it looked like a relatively huge airplane.
Yes.
And again, the FBI is investigating reports of at least 1 plane hijacking and possibly 2. Let's go to the telephone once again. We have Kay Cummings on the phone. Kay, what can you tell us?
I was watching the Channel 4 and the World Trade Center, which I can see really clearly from my window, and there was a big plane that was heading right straight for the second tower. It looked like a commercial plane, not a small plane. And I kept thinking, this is too low, it's too low, it's too low. And then it went right in. You could see it was headed right for it.
Now, was this the first plane or the second?
Second plane.
The second plane.
I didn't see the first one.
And where exactly are you?
I'm on 12th Street in Hudson, and I have an unobstructed view of the World Trade Center from my bedroom.
Okay, and that airplane appeared to you to be a pretty good size as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looked like a commercial airplane. It came from the Jersey side, southwest side, coming toward the World Trade Center, very low.
We have now reports on the wires that the FBI is investigating this as foul play, a crime here, obviously. It looks like this is definitely deliberate.
Kay, what can you tell us about what you can see from the neighborhood right now? Do you see? I mean, can you see the street at all? Can you see anything?
No, I'm I'm in the village.
Okay.
All I can tell you is that there are loads of fire engines and police cars and sirens all heading down. And
as we are looking at live pictures, our Skycam view, I assume you're seeing somewhat the same view from your windows.
Yes.
You can see it still appears to be burning pretty much out of control.
You can see the fire, and I can see the fire in the second building and the first.
And you've seen debris falling off.
Yes. That was a helicopter. That's fine.
Yeah.
And obviously, this situation, because of the height of the buildings, it's going to be very hard for the fire department to get up there and put these fires out.
Absolutely. Kay, we thank you very much. I assume that you were pretty shocked when you saw what happened before your very eyes.
It was horrible. It was just one of those things you see and you can't stop. It was just, I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. It was horrible.
Okay, we, of course, have seen something similar to this back in February of '93. That, of course, was when the terrorist bombing of the World Trade Center, and that was, of course, a major disaster and a lot of fatalities there. And this is obviously very frightening to have this happen 8 years later like this.
Well, it is, and again, they put huge security measures in play for getting into those structures. But as you pointed out earlier,
they're vulnerable from the
They're
sky.
vulnerable, apparently, from the sky.
Yeah.
Let's just tell you that we have no word at this point about injuries, fatalities, or anything like that, and we certainly would not want to speculate at this point. Emergency crews are on the scene. We will bring you what information we can get from them as soon as we get it. Now, as we said in Washington, the FBI is investigating reports of a plane hijacking before these crashes. There are two planes that apparently have been involved. We have physically witnessed one of them on our live camera. We do not know exactly what planes they were, what size they were, but our eyewitnesses have told us they appear to be pretty good-sized airplanes.
Well, I mean, there's a little discrepancy on the first plane. Some people are saying it was a smaller craft. Some people are saying it was a larger craft. But definitely the witnesses we've talked to as far as the second explosion said that it definitely was a commercial airliner that crashed into the second tower. Again, the FBI is investigating this as foul play, which I think is pretty obvious at this point. And, you know, we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. But this is...
Okay, we've told you that the airports in the New York City metropolitan area are closed down. We have told you that the 1, 2, 3, and 9 subway lines are shut down for the moment. Let us go to Katie McGee over at Shadow Traffic because there has to be other huge traffic impacts at this moment, Katie.
Jane, this is enormous. Right now, all your Hudson River crossings closed. No one moving in or out of town at the Lincoln, the Holland, or the GW Bridge. I'm looking at the inbound Lincoln live from my vantage point right now. They're starting to turn buses around. I've not seen anything like this before. All bridges and tunnels, you're going to find closures. No one allowed in or out of the city right now from what we're hearing. You did mention the subways. 1, 2, 3, 9, and are suspended. Newark, Kennedy, LaGuardia airports closed to all air traffic at this point.
Katie, and any of the other sky cams that we have, do you see mass traffic confusion? What do you see on some of those bridges and tunnels at this moment?
What I can tell you right now, I'm looking live at the inbound side of the GW Bridge, and what we can see are the tolls. Everyone completely stopped. There is some traffic coming outbound over the span. I can also see people from the Cross Bronx heading into there, but right now no one allowed into town at all. At the Lincoln Tunnel, it is at an absolute standstill. I can see one bus on the outbound side trying to turn around and look like he's heading back into New Jersey from what it looks like.
Okay. Thank you very much, Katie. Stay in place, please, because we will be back to you shortly.
Okay, Jane, something just crossed the wires. A senior government official speaking on the condition of anonymity said the agency is pursuing reports that one or both of the planes were hijacked and that the crashes may have been the result of a suicide mission. The source stressed that the reports are preliminary and officials do not know the cause of the crashes. But this is a quote, it certainly doesn't look like